All right, today's goal is really to really show you guys my favorite plastic that I just discovered, and that's the Liquid Willowcat's Beaver tail plastics. This is part of the shipment that I just got in here. Now, they make their liquid larvae, which are also good, and it's a nice finesse tail, but right here takes it to a next level. These are beaver tail scented. I got 3 colors. I got white, I got chartreuse, and I got purple. And we're gonna put these to use today. Right now, let's see. I'm gonna be fishing a Widowmaker Wonder Bread tungsten jig, and I think that that color is gonna pair well with the purple. I've already got a lot of bright colors on there, so I'm gonna start with the purple and hole hop around and hopefully catch some fish. Alright, so here's that beaver tail plastic, and I'm going to be threading that just barely through that. That's obviously a pretty small plastic, and I want the tail of that. This part's kind of important. Do you see where the tail is kind of split? You definitely want it to be with your hook right in the middle, so that tail movement finesse goes up and down. That's all there is to it. These things come in a bag. They good thing too, because I mean, it smells. I used to trap beaver, and I smell like that kind of castor type of fatty scent from a beaver's tail. I'm pretty sure there actually is beaver tail. I shouldn't make that claim without 100% knowing, but Eric over at Liquid Willowcat does a good job, and I'm pretty sure that's what's in there. Got one looking at me right now. Come on. There's the first fish of the day. A little largemouth bass. So take a look at the action here. I mean, that is pretty darn tasty if you ask me. That finesse tail, even when you're just quivering it, it really moves. One thing with plastics is you really, I mean, maybe this is just me, but you really want to keep that bait moving. They rarely just like it dead sticked. Oh, wow. Oh, that was a good fish. I really convinced him. I think that was a bass. I'll bet that was a bass for sure. Nicer one too, dang. I really had to coax that thing up off the bottom and still got him to eat, which in a way is impressive to plastics. Like, it shows that they're not just flying in and crushing like in that type of mood. And even when they're in a little negative mood, you can still convince them to bite with it. Oh, here we go. Oh, you bugger. Heck yeah. Awesome bluegill. Fish took mine, but it got off. I couldn't get it out of his mouth. So I'll just throw a chartreuse one on here. Honestly, might be better as the sun's going down anyway here. Kind of matches that Wonder Bread a bit. Oh, got off. Luckily, there's more down there. Wow, that one did not hesitate. That's got to be a bass. Spare me if it's a bluegill. Oh, wow, it is a bluegill. Big bluegill. Wow. That's a stud right there. Absolute unit. See ya. More down there for me. Wow, they just came in good now. That is a nice bluegill. It is one right after another, big stud gills. I think what I like most about fishing plastics is right now there's a bunch of fish down on my screen, right? And I do not have to rebait every time. It's simply unhook one and drop it right back down instead of messing with rebaiting. That way the school doesn't leave. I keep their attention and keep catching fish. Oh, that was a mistake. Let's put the GoPro here and see how that works. Give you guys a different angle. Oh man. That chartreuse one's working pretty well. That's how you want to hook it. Take another look at the action in the water there. I mean, it is just juicy. Juicy, juicy. I hope they didn't all go away now. Oh, here comes a fish. Charging. Oh my gosh, I can't get him to go now. Oh, they're little ones now. That's why they're harder to catch. Another slight advantage maybe of, well, advantage or disadvantage, I don't know, I think sometimes you don't get as many, if you don't get as many bites with plastics, it's because you're not going to catch those 2-inch fish. Like, a 2-inch bluegill will really key in on a waxworm. But as you can see there, it's not as common to go grab that plastic. So if you're fishing where there's bigger fish and smaller fish mixed in, big advantage to have the plastic. Just because the little ones can't steal it. No. I just broke off on something big. Dang it, man. That is disappointing. That was a nice fish. Came in suspended. Found a big freaking crappie. Well, that's the disadvantage of using 2-pound test. Big mark come in suspended and dropped down, got really red and just hammered it. Bummer.